I think it's important that when we discuss the things that happened with Ed Piskor during his final moments, that we understand this happens quite often. And the more we see the patterns, the more we can recognize it, the more we can hold people accountable. And I say people because I don't want to just make it seem like it's just women that we should hold accountable, because men make stupid choices too. And I will talk a little bit about that towards the end of this video. But what I want you to see is just how widespread false allegations, Me Too, is against men. Trevor Bauer, former baseball player who had his career cut short because of false allegations, much like Brian Banks happened before him. He came out with a video, and we're gonna watch it together. Not the whole video. The whole video is 4 minutes long. I don't want to bore you with 4 minutes of it, but I want to just talk about some key pieces here. So here we go.
One of the women who accused me of sexual assault just got indicted for committing felony fraud against me. Imagine that. Let me catch up to speed. In the last 3 years, 2 women have taken legal action against me. Lindsay Hill started all of this. You may remember her from this video as the girl who set me up and lied to the world in an attempt to take my money. Well, today, the only other one, Darcy Adana Asimonu, has been criminally indicted for committing felony fraud against me and another man. So now she's facing up to 16 years in prison. Her claims are even more absurd than Lindsay's were, so here's some of the details. We had one plain sexual encounter in December of 2020, nothing that could be considered remotely rough. She initiated it, but don't take my word for it, take hers. This is a picture and text message she sent me the next morning explaining why she came on to me. And for months afterwards, she repeatedly requested to sleep with me again. For example, this text from January 7th, 2021. At one point, she even requested a sample of my sperm so she could have my child whenever she wanted to in the future. Now, it's hard to keep track, but she's made at least 4 7-figure demands over the last few years.
So the thing I wanted to point out with this section here, first, again, no surprise, like I said, it happens quite often. Women will weaponize victimhood and sexual assault because they know that the world will believe them. Again, believe all women is a disease that has done more damage to our society than people think, and it's destroyed relationships. Women today wonder why men don't approach them. This is why. Because just winking at a girl is considered now sexual assault. I know I'm being a little extreme here, but I'm being extreme for the sake of brevity for proving the point here. That it's a dangerous role for men to just approach a woman without her feeling a certain way and then crying wolf. The reason why this is a complicated situation here in this case is because Trevor Bauer made some really dumb choices in sleeping around and building a body count. See, that's the other spectrum here is I talk about men avoiding these kind of women, but men should also be marriage-minded too. And I get flack from some people who watch my stream, my videos. And by the way, if you're watching this video, if you want to help me out here too, I did a stream yesterday, or yesterday as of this video. I talked about Ryōko Kyuri's artwork for Dungeon Meshi, aka Delicious in Dungeon, which is a manga. Because I don't just do these kind of videos. I don't just do like journalistic type videos, expose videos. You know, I talking about artwork, comic stuff. You know, because it's a lot more fun than this. But I talk about this because it is important for our landscape. It's important to understand how the entertainment industry, including comics, or in this case, sports and other media, is run, and how the Me Too movement, feminism has done a lot of damage to that. But yeah, I talked about Ryōko Kyui and her contributions to manga, and I'll leave the link in the description of the video if you want to check it out. It's only like an hour-long stream. It's very short. And we talk about a lot of stuff, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I don't want to just make this channel all negative. But with the Trevor Bauer stuff coming out this week, it seems like it's relevant with regards to, again, Ed Piskor's last days and how he couldn't overcome the damage. He had already lost his job, Piskor did. He lost his job. He lost every money, book deals, exposure with the Pittsburgh Museum. His tribe excommunicated, and by tribe I mean his people. You know, the people, the network that he had, they excommunicated him. He lost everything. He was destroyed. And here's Trevor Bauer, who slept around with quite a few women, and very crazy women at that, had his baseball career put to a halt, and not because of his choices and because of the stigma put upon him. he'll never see a career here in the United States. This type of slander does damage men. It destroys a man's life. This is something that women cannot understand. You get women that they see the videos I'm doing, and I've been getting a lot of comments on my last few videos, and both men and women, they think that I'm hyping too much and talking about how my views on masculinity are just outrageous and deranged. And I'm like, well, this is why, because you get irresponsible men that make poor choices in women, and they choose women that will do some psychotic shit, like either accusing you of false assault allegations or wanted to collect your sperm to get a quick payday. And he clearly chose a couple of deranged women who committed some extreme, felonies. You can't do what Fresh and Fit did. Fresh and Fit, who, well, not Fresh and Fit. It's really Fit. The guy, what the heck is his name? Because I don't really watch Fresh and Fit. I'm more of a Kevin Samuels guy. Fresh and Fit, they're more about just building strength, building rapport, building stature, with money, cars, and lots and lots and lots of women. Marriage is not a thing to them. And you had Fit, who got an Asian escort pregnant. See, the thing is, if you're a man of value, not man of value, if you're a man of stature, and you have confidence, you have strength within you, and you men watching this, you understand how easy it can be for you to get a woman, right? You don't have to pay a woman to be with you. Just be a confident man, focus on your goals, focus on your life mission. You don't even have to have like Rolls Royces or mansions all over the place. Just show responsibility, show strength, and I'm telling you, the women flock to you. They do. And you don't, and when they flock to you, you don't have to amass a body count. You should be marriage minded, because that will keep you away from the kind of trouble that Trevor Bauer got himself, sleeping with all these crazy women who ended up Me Tooing him. And for some reason, people think that's a crazy message when I talk about that. For them to think that it's crazy is insane. If you think that what I'm saying regarding finding a wife as opposed to notching a body count, if you think that's crazy to talk about, then you're insane and you're part of the problem. I want to show this Kevin Samuels clip. This is from a 20-minute video. I've condensed the important parts down to 6 minutes and edited down a bit, transformative, all that stuff, so I don't have to get copyrighted claim and all that good stuff. So, but this is an important 6 minutes because it shows you exactly how a woman can take a situation of her own making and quickly make it about men. But then Kevin shows how you deconstruct a woman's story, and you get the real truth, and you understand, hey, they really weaponize this stuff.
I categorize women like you for whatever reason as home wreckers. You had a home that you wrecked it. You were married, you got pregnant, had a kid, then wrecked your home.
No, because he put his hands on me, so he wrecked our home.
Okay. And you were just a shrinking violet in this situation.
No, I'm not a shrinking violet.
Okay, all right. When you say he put his hands on you, you were sitting on a couch or at the dinner table or whatever, he just came in the door and started whooping your ass?
No.
Was this in the middle of an argument?
It was, yes.
Uh-huh. And you known that man for how many years?
I knew him for about 6 at that point.
Uh-huh. And he had been violent before?
He had been like subtly violent when I was
pregnant. Had he been violent before? Yes. No. Meaning, had he put his hands on you?
Yes.
Before you got married?
Yes. Oh, before we got married? No.
Okay.
No.
I don't like weaponized victimhood. And oftentimes when women come in here, you talk about abuse and violence and stuff like this. But were you verbally violent or emotionally abusive with your husband?
I respect that because I was.
Were you? That's a yes or no.
Before I didn't realize you said were you. I thought you said when you.
I assumed you are, but I'm asking.
Yeah, I was.
So let me ask you. Seeing as though you said the marriage broke down because he put his hands on you. You put your mouth on him.
Did, yeah.
Where does that rank? Is it worse for a man to put his hands on a woman or for a woman to put her tongue on him? I'm asking you seriously.
I mean, honestly, it's bad either way. That was.
I said which is worse.
11 years ago.
I said which is worse.
Which is worse?
Yes.
in different circumstances, they're
No, it's
probably
not. Which is worse?
bad.
Which is worse?
I would
Physical or
say physical,
psychological?
hands.
Ma'am,
Well,
ma'am,
no,
ma'am.
I don't know.
Really? Really? Really?
Probably psychological. I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I don't
Thank
know.
you. See, this is why I say that I don't just believe all women, because I don't know men who just start whooping women's butts for no reason. You guys go into situations where you get back with a man and you just don't know when to stop. You want to keep provoking and talking and this and that. And all of a sudden, let her tell. How many times is it you think you've told this story where you said he ended it because he put his hands on you, and people just listen to that?
No.
Well, why didn't you say the marriage broke down because I was verbally violent and emotionally abusive? Why didn't you say that?
Because you were saying that I was a homewrecker. I probably wouldn't have mentioned it if you didn't cast me in a negative light.
You cast him in a negative light. You said the marriage broke down. It didn't break down. You filed for divorce. You filed for divorce, and you said, well, I did that because he put his hands on me. And I said, okay, that means you had no part to play in this. I'm asking you, why instead of saying he put his hands on you, why didn't you come in and say the marriage broke down because I was verbally violent and emotionally abusive? Both things happened. True or false, counselor?
True.
Then why didn't you come in and saying what you did first, counselor?
Because I feel as though, considering all the facts involved, I don't feel as though I deserve to be treated the way I was treated. My child was like months
Ma'am,
old.
your child or your child or
Our
his child?
child was
Right.
months
So if
old.
you were so you were verbally violent and emotionally abusive, he deserved to be treated that way.
No, neither of us.
Right. But see, in this country and the way we do stuff is women can always do what you just did. Weaponize victimhood and make it to where the man hit me and that's supposed to override everything else. When we know that's not even the case. Ma'am.
You kind of shifted to my marriage. I kind of wanted to talk about my career and finding a man.
Well, what is a man going to find is the question.
What do you mean?
Any man who's listening to what just happened knows exactly what I mean.
So explain it to the women that don't understand.
The women who sit around and blame men for what they do. Women like you who come in and craft narratives, lie by omission, deflect, obfuscate, to the point to where I have to sit down and treat you like a hostile witness to get you to admit you have been verbally violent and emotionally abusive to the man that you said put his hands on you. Mm-hmm. You were complicit in the destruction of your own marriage, i.e. you wrecked your own home.
Okay.
That's why I call you home wreckers, because you guys won't even admit it. You were with this man for years ahead of time and he hadn't been violent.
I mean, I can't admit it, but I'm saying I feel as though you're trying to demonize me when you don't know. You
demonized him, ma'am. I'm defending men. You said your marriage ended. Don't Kevin me. You demonized that man when you demonized that man when you came in and said your marriage broke down because he put his hands on you. See, I defend. I'm fair. I call it down the middle, but unlike most places, I don't just go off believe all women. I believe the facts and the evidence, the data, the statistics. And I am tired of seeing men we can have our entire lives wrecked because of a false or allegation or a story or a narrative.
I mean, is there anything more that needs to be added with that? Is there anything more that you can say that wasn't summarized or stated eloquently in that video? A woman's false words can destroy a man's career, his life, even ending his life. Trevor Bauer, although making dumb choices, he still suffered damages to his career through false allegations, and he's become a pariah as a result. It reminds me of Brian Banks, a football player who had a great promising career, only to see it destroyed because of one bad choice with a woman who lied about their encounter. He lost a chance to ever play in the NFL. She got $2 million, But Brian Banks did the smart thing where he recorded this woman's conversation, and he took that as evidence, and she was found liable for. They found her liable for lying about her accusations to him. She was ordered to pay back that $2 million. She never did because she couldn't. She obviously squandered the money. Wanetta Gibson is her name, by the way. That's the name of Brian Banks' accuser, Wanetta Gibson. She was ordered to pay back the $2 million, but she didn't pay it back, and I believe she's on the run currently. Of course, nothing is really going to come of this. She's not going to be sent to jail for destroying a man's life. She's not going to be really held accountable, is what I'm trying to say. Women who destroy men's lives, who wreck a man's life through false allegations, they rarely find accountability. Even Tawana Brawley, who in one of the most sensational cases of Me Tooing, going back to the 80s in New York City, when she accused Steve Pagonis of abusing her and covering up with feces, even she didn't get any real repercussions. She changed her name, left New York. No jail time, no repercussions, nothing. Again, unfortunately, Ed Piskor's case, he had nothing but his comic industry. That's all he had, and it was taken from him. His identity was robbed from him. Trevor Bauer's accusers have, they're going to be facing some very hefty charges, not because of their accusations, but because they were dumb enough to even take it a step further and commit felony charges. So, now, is that going to exonerate Trevor Bauer? Is he going to now be able to return to a normal life? Well, no, because unfortunately, Trevor Bauer's own behavior makes it harder for him. So, again, this is a case where he did put himself in that position. And you men watching this, don't get yourself involved with women that have checkered past. Don't sleep around. Don't do what Fresh and Fit do. Don't be that guy that you get some Asian escort pregnant and then you ask her, or you pressure her to get an abortion like Fit did. Like he pressured this girl to get an abortion, and then you undermine your entire movement. You undermine the manosphere, Fresh and Fit. You undermine the manosphere when you do this crap. You have to pay a woman to have sex. You get her pregnant, and then you want her to abort the baby, to escape responsibility, to escape accountability, and you undermine the whole manosphere. You undermine men's rights and the message of the red pill because of your actions, because of your behavior. See, I don't just say women are bad and women are liars and men are all victims. It's about accountability, personal accountability. What role do men have? What role did Ed Piskor have? He had a big role. He shouldn't have contacted Molly Dwyer. He should have known that Molly Dwyer with her gore porn fetish was batshit crazy. Aside from the fact that she was already 17, turning 18, never should have contacted her. And he knew that, and he said it as such on his letter. I need for men to really take in the entire lesson with what the Ed Piskor tragedy taught us. It isn't just don't trust women. It's be responsible and contact the right women and have the right intentions, have the right goals. Be marriage-minded. That's a message that is frowned upon for whatever reason. And if you can discipline yourself as a person, as a man, you will avoid the same type of shenanigans that Trevor Bauer encountered, and you could avoid the tragedy that Ed Piskor had. So this is very important stuff, and I'm hoping that you all watching this can take that message in. But after you've watched the video, if you can, go watch that stream that I did. It's like I said, it's only an hour long. If you're a fan of manga and you like Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon, which is a Netflix anime, originally a manga, go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think about this video and the things that I said and things that you've heard. And we'll talk soon. And have a great rest of your day. Take care. And don't forget to check out roadwarriordrake.com. roadwarriordrake.com. I can get the graphic novel. You can get the manga. You can get the ashcan. Check it out and support indie comics. Take care, guys, and have a great rest of your day.